The Chinese Communist Party has had a bioweapons program since at least 1999. Why do we know about it? Because they published an article. Claire Lopez, formerly of the CIA, is going to tell you all about it. Claire, you wrote an essay on the Chinese Communist Party's offensive bioweapons program in conjunction with the People's Liberation Army and what they're doing, creating diseases that quite obviously had something to do with SARS-CoV-19. And it came out of Wuhan. Nobody seems to be connecting the government of China with the fact that the entire country in the United States was devastated economically, not to mention the rest of the world changed forever. It's a fascinating article. Give us some of the high points, would you?
Yes, thanks for bringing this up, Barry. The article is called CCP, PLA, Biological Warfare and Information Operations, published the 9th of May this month, 2023, in a blog site called Red Star Zero. And I draw on earlier writing that I'd published, but the basis of all of this is that the United States government, intelligence community have known for a long time that the Communist Chinese Party, in conjunction with the PLA, People's Liberation Army, have had and are running and developed a massive offensive biological weapons program, but nobody seems to want to talk about it.
I'm astounded. And this is open source material, Claire?
Yes, everything in that article is hyperlinked to open source material. The evidence goes way back in terms of time for how long the CCP and PLA have been running this biological weapons program. But, in the context of the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic, which is, closer to us now, even then, the information was certainly available by late, maybe even mid 2019 to the US government and our intelligence community.
Let me ask you a question. Obviously, our viewers know about your CIA background and your State Department service. Bless you for that. If you were running the show, let's say Director of National Intelligence, what would you recommend to the president would be the right response after the president was briefed on this and obviously not open source material as to what the Chinese Communist Party has done to the world? What would you recommend?
Well, without giving up any kind of sources or methods kind of information, I think that the course that should have been taken is to hold the Chinese government accountable for what they unleashed on the world, and then say, and we know that you have an offensive biological weapons program, and that the CCP runs that in conjunction with the PLA, and that you are openly telling us in many sources, open sources, that you are working on more offensive biological weapons pathogens. You stop it now, verifiably, or there will be consequences.
Oh man, when somebody asks me for a nomination, write down Claire Lopez, all viewers. Write it in to whomever might read it. I wish you were advising the president instead of advising ATP, because we did nothing and we continue to do nothing. And they continue to weaponize various viruses that they could unleash next week, next month, next year ad infinitum. Don't you agree?
I do. And the thing is that we know that because they've told us so openly. Anything from the 1999 Unrestricted Warfare Military Manual to other more recent documents, the secret speech of the former defense minister of China, Chi Haotian, who spoke in about 2003 and said very clearly the Chinese, intend to use biological warfare to literally clean up America. Those were the words as translated.
So that's exactly what they did.
Unfortunately. But here's the thing, they did not deploy a single tank or plane or ship or troop. And yet they got the United States and a whole bunch of the rest of the world to shut down our economies, destroy education for our children for at least a couple of years, and wreck whatever might have been left of public trust in our public health institutions. That's victory. That's Sun Tzu.
And they never
Winning
fired
without fighting.
and they never fired a bullet. Not one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.